was checking out the whole list last night when I was preparing for today's conversation, and I really like your new one. It's could you tell the audience a little bit about what the book is about and why you wrote it?
Sure. The new book is titled Upon Reflection, Helpful Insights and Timeless Lessons for the Busy Professional. And I wrote this book because I'm in my mid-50s and I'm at a place in my life that I'm reflecting a lot on the past, lessons learned, successes and failures. And I wanted to share the benefit, the fruit, I guess, of my reflective exercises. And honestly, Susan, it's the book I wish I'd read when I was 25. I wish I'd had this advice when I was that young.
Yes. I think we all feel that way, especially about our own books. Like, gosh, I wish this book would have existed for us when we needed it way back when. I feel the same. So what is the overall message that you think people are taking away from this book?
Slow down, reflect, think about what you're doing, and value where you've been more than where you're going. I give the reader a challenge, something to do with the content to help them be more reflective on that particular topic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think in my experience too, and in most of my clients, when they go through something that's more challenging or they may feel like it's a failure, I think you have so many great lessons that come out of that you would never experience if you just had everything going along perfectly in your life and in your career. You would never know the things that you need to learn to prepare for the next thing that might come up. And that's what I love about spending the time to slow down.
Yeah.
So the thing that I wanted to call out to you when I read it, which I loved, is that you refer to some things that your mom said to you.
Yes.
And also you used some great metaphors about pulling out dead trees. And I would love to know how that happened for you. Like, did that come to you at the beginning? Like, this is what I'm going to include in the book? Or was it just as you were going through it, you realized, there's some things in here that I could really share with people about some personal things for me?
So that's a great question. I would not describe reflection as sitting on the mountaintop and casting my thoughts to the past. That sounds cool. It sounds really interesting. But for me, it's living in the moment. Like every time I experience something, if something occurs to me, if I hear something that I find interesting, I try to pause and reflect on what I've just heard or seen. So the dead trees chapter was something that happened over the course of a week. Well, to be fair, it took years and years to get to that week. We had lived with these massive trees next to our home for 15 years. And every year with every storm, we would watch those trees sway, and we kept worrying, is this the year they fall in the house? And after, I think, one pretty big storm, my wife and I decided to remove the trees. And we found out that the tree was dying, so we definitely had to get it done. So the idea of the chapter was this metaphor. If I take the dead trees out of my life, I'm going to feel less stress, less anxious, calmer. And I use that to compare that to what we face in the business world in our personal lives. When we carry dead trees, we carry baggage around with us. Sometimes we have to remove that in order to improve our, how we feel. So removing dead trees can be getting rid of toxic social media influences, or a friend that drains you, a sarcastic voice in your life that's driving you crazy. Whatever the baggage is, the dead tree is, getting rid of it sometimes can immediately change how you feel about life and the world.
Mm-hmm.